Those of you who are happy that today we are talking about divine insurance policy. Our text will be Psalm 91. I will read from verse 1 to 4. Psalm 91. You should read the whole chapter. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. Be thy shield and buckler. Maybe I should continue to verse 6 or 7. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in thy eyes shalt thou behold, and see the reward of the wicked. Those of you who remember when coronavirus came, I told you, read Psalm 91. Because that chapter is what is called divine insurance policy. What is insurance? Insurance is something, some money you pay in advance to an insurance company to come to your aid when you run into trouble. And there are all manners of insurance policies. Health insurance, property insurance, life insurance, there is even the insurance they call acts of God insurance, etc., etc. And then they have what they call comprehensive insurance that is supposed to cover everything. But you will discover that even the comprehensive insurance of man does not cover everything. But I have someone who is the #1 insurer. His name is Jesus Christ. And I will show you the next so many insurance policies He has in store for you. Take for example, health insurance. Get an insurance company. You agree on a certain amount of money, and then they say, just in case you fall sick, we pay. Just in case you fall sick. Now the insurance policy that God has for you, it's not that just in case you fall sick. It's that you won't even be sick at all. Oh, in case you are sick, and then you have this insurance policy with them, he said, I have paid in advance. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 24. 1 Peter 2, 24 said, by His stripes you were healed. So I've already paid in advance. But He says, the better thing will be that you don't even fall sick at all. I won't just be your insurer, I will be your doctor. In Exodus 15, verse 26, He said, I will be the Lord that healeth thee. So that even if sickness is falling on this one and that fellow, it will touch you. Then we have what they call property insurance. In case you suffer a loss, the insurance company will pay. There's no problem. It is the insurer who will pay for everything. You have a car. At least I don't know of nowadays. In the olden days, to buy a car, there are categories of insurance. I can't remember what they used to call it now. Whatever they call it. In other words, you are paying this insurance, so not that anything will come back to you. And then they have, that's not talk, but that one is just to satisfy. You should have an accident with somebody else. Your insurance will pay the other fellow, not you. You are the one guilty of colliding with that fellow, and your insurance company will pay. And your insurance or your insurer will tell you in those days, if you have an accident, don't agree that you are in the wrong. And because the moment you agree you are in the wrong, we have to pay the other party. So no matter how wrong you are, you just keep on saying, oh, I'm not guilty. And then you have what could be what they would call comprehensive. If your car is stolen, they are supposed to buy you a new one. If anything happens to the car at all, they give it to you. God says, I have an insurance to cover your property, whether physical, material, or even up to the level of something far more serious. In John chapter 10, verse 10, John 10, verse 10, he says, the thief comes not to do anything but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. What's my policy for you? I've come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. Then there is what is called life insurance. Life insurance is supposed to cover everything from, well, in those days, I don't know nowadays, from if all of a sudden something happens to you and you lose your job, if you retire, if your company falls off, it's supposed to take care of you and your family till you die. It is called life insurance. God says, I have an insurance for you that will cover your life throughout. Psalm 37, verse 25. Psalm 37, verse 25. David said, I was young, now I am old. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging. God said, don't worry, I have an insurance for you that will take care of all through your life. Not only that, it will even cover your children. Because your seed will never beg. Then they have what they call acts of God situations. Earthquake, tornado, etc., etc. And they say that the insurance anybody may give you does not cover those. So if there's an earthquake and your house is swallowed up by the ground, don't come to the insurance company. He will say that is an act of God. They should have said an act of the devil. But they are saying, in case something happens over which man has no control, you're your own. But the Almighty God said, no. I can even cover that. He says, and it will be good if you read Psalm 121. You can read it from verse 1 to 8. In addition to what I'm doing. No evil will come near you, whether by day or by night. And he said, you will just be watching as whatever is happening to the world is happening. But nothing like that will come near you at all. Do you know throughout the coronavirus, the only fellow who got that disease in Redemption City is somebody who was living there who is not a member of Redeem. Only one fellow. You locked your gates, that's why nobody brought the thing. No, there are several people who walk in Lagos who live in the car. There are those who walk in Ibadan who live in the car. They go to where coronavirus is operating. But even if they caught it, by the time they get to the gate of the city, the insurance of God has taken care. God has an insurance to take care even of earthquake, storms, etc., etc. And then I give you an example. And you know I won't tell you a lie, because liars will go to heaven. I was sleeping when I got a phone call. Daddy, I know you are sleeping, but I need to tell you this is a great emergency. I said, what is it? A hurricane is approaching America. Okay. And it's going to land in Houston. I said, okay. And you have many children there. Oh, okay. You know, with all our science, we don't know what to do to stop hurricane. We can tell you it is coming. I tell you if you want, run. God shall take care of you. And the power of God is working here today. In the name that's above every other name, because of the life insurance that God has for you, anything that can cause you sorrow this year, it's not going to happen to you. As advanced as we are technologically, if we hear hurricane is coming, the only thing you can do is run. We don't know what to do to stop it. It's still beyond it. But when my son told me that, I said, okay, I have somebody who can stop hurricane. I'm calling you, Daddy, because it is about to land now. I said, no problem. You've handed the rest over to God. So I called my daddy. Hurricane, so. It's approaching Houston. Many of your children are there. Can we turn the hurricane back to where it's coming from? that it's going to hear somebody today. And it took the hurricane. And the hurricane was already going this way. Suddenly began to go this way. Along the coast. Until it is far from land. And then he returned back to the ocean. And to let you know how close it was to land, it brought a lot of rain, heavy rain, flooded the city. And the flood was so much that all the houses along his path were filled with water. And there was a particular street there. I didn't know about that until when I visited that town. There were 15 houses on that street. House number 1 flooded with water up to window level. House number 2 flooded. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flooded. Then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 flooded. House number 8 remained untouched. The water didn't even pass through the ground level. So when things calmed down, and the people in the street say, what is purpose? And they came to see. And they saw a signboard that says, House Fellowship of the Redeemed Christian Church of God meets here. Even if danger comes to your doorstep, it will not enter. But then, as comprehensive as the world insurance policy will be, do you know that there is no insurance for sleep? You can't call an insurance company and say, how much do you want me to pay so that I will be able to sleep at night? They will say, sorry, we don't cover that. But my daddy does. Just read Psalm 23 from verse 1 to 6. And you see all those things that human beings cannot cover, but God covers them. In Psalm 23 from verse 1 to 6, not only does he provide for you, Philippians 4 verse 19, Philippians 4:19, he gives you cover for sleep. He maketh me to lie down. He covers satisfaction. You know, you can have everything and never be satisfied. Oh, it is incredible. I think it was in America I was at one time when they caught somebody shoplifting, was stealing from the shop. And when they look outside and they saw the car that he drove to the store, they couldn't believe. How could somebody driving a limousine come in to steal? You can have everything and not be satisfied. But my God covers satisfaction. for satisfaction. Maybe I just give you one example. Excuse me. We were in the old building when one day, as I was preaching, God spoke to me and said, there is someone in the crowd. That it doesn't matter what she is, until she goes to the dustbin to eat, she won't be satisfied. And God said, if only you come forward for deliverance. You won't believe the fellow who came forward. Very high level society person. Why? So I can't explain. We will eat, finish eating. We will take the scraps and throw it into the dustbin. And then I'll be watching to be sure nobody's looking at me. And then go to the same dustbin to take some and eat. Only then will I be satisfied. That demon that didn't allow you to be satisfied with what God has done for you, that demon goes now. You know, they don't give you an insurance for when you need advice. I mean, pay so much so that when I need counsel from somebody from a counsel and guide, but God gives you the insurance that covers even when you need advice. God knows that the advice that man may give you might even be the wrong one. So he said, you don't need to worry. You need wisdom? Just ask him. James chapter 1, verse 5. He has insurance for everything that you can ever need on that. But let us assume that there is a policy that can cover everything, provided you can pay the correct whatever. The world has no insurance policy for the world to come. Whatever insurance they are going to give you ends when you die. But my God has an insurance that will take care of your tomorrow, even beyond the grave. In John chapter 3 verse 16, John 3:16, he said, for those who love the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have what? It's not just considering whatever you may need there or now. He's even taking care of the world to come. So when we are talking about divine insurance policy, we are talking about a policy that is super beyond human understanding. Then let me close, because we can go on and on. There's one thing or two things you must do when you're talking about insurance. Number one, cancel an insurance policy, and then the insurer will no longer be held accountable to whatever happens to you. This causes a divine insurance policy. Because when you read Psalm 23 and you get to verse 6, after he has told you, take care of, he has insurance for you. say your